on this computer. Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna get it going. If you're on this call, you probably are trying to figure out how to make the software work the best for you and have the best possible understanding. On top of that, you've probably seen other people killing it with Trade Compass, and you want to learn how they're doing the same thing. We have some people on here that are not traditional traders. They don't know much about the foreign exchange market, but they're using the Trade Compass to their advantage, and it's providing some awesome results. So my name is Cameron Kirkar, and you are probably, you're probably in the position where you're thinking, okay, how can I make this product work for me? And if so, how quickly can I make it really start to do well and see some great results? So I'm going to go ahead and shut up, and I'm going to get the people who know what they're talking about talking here. I'm going to start off. Sancho, you got about 15 minutes. You always go off, but I don't want you to go off too long here.
Yeah.
Definitely dive in and talk a little bit about the software. Talk about what kind of the overall strategy of it is, and mostly what to expect, so people know what they're doing when they're setting their settings. And then pass it to the man, the myth, Michael, after you. Okay.
Pass it to Linto. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Cool. Everyone hear me okay? Let me get a 777 if you guys can hear me okay.
Yeah, baby. 777.
777 is the play. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys so that way you can see. I'm going to pull up some charts here. So, guys, I want you guys to understand one thing here. When we're trading here with these softwares, that's totally different from manual trading, okay? So the softwares follow a much different strategy than what you would be doing when you're manually trading. And a lot of people don't understand how expert advisors trade, so they get really confused when they see it trading, or when they step into the markets, especially if they're brand new to the markets and they don't understand how trading works in general. So I want to dive into the specific strategy that the Trade Ringer uses and explain to you how exactly it works. So what our software does, it actually trades by taking counter trend trades and cost averaging. So what that means is when price is falling, okay, your software is going to be taking buys, and when price is going up, it's going to be taking sells. Right now, that may be counterintuitive to a lot of people. They don't understand that. They're thinking, well, why would it be going opposite way? Because when you're manually trading, what you're trying to do is go with the trend. You might have heard the term or the phrase, the trend is your friend, right? So when you're manually trading, you would want to be buying like here, riding it up, you're selling here, buying here. But the problem is when you have a software trading, the software takes trades based on, how we program it to trade. And it doesn't, necessarily have eyes. It's not looking at the chart and is able to see, oh, price is going up, let me trade, buy, and let me sell. It has to have a certain formula that it follows. So it's really systematic in the way it trades. And the Trade Ringer specifically is a grid-based trader. So it trades on a grid, right? And what that means is it'll take these cost average trades at a certain distance apart, and currently it uses the range setting to take the trades. I think the default setting is 21 on the range setting. What that means is every 21 pips, your software is going to be taking another trade. But actually, you're going to see a new setting coming out on version 3, which I believe is dropping this week, which is going to be a grid expansion setting, and also the attached news filter. So things are going to get a little bit easier for you guys, but it's always good to understand how exactly it works. So let's say, you were looking at this price chart here. This is a 4-hour chart, and this means each one of these candlesticks that you're looking at, this is 4 hours of price data. This is 4 hours of time. You can see here the exchange rate for the euro versus the US dollar. And let's say we turned on our software like right up here and price started dropping down. So what would happen is your software would take a buy with a 0.1 lot size, and then it would take a buy with a 0.03 lot size, and then it would progressively up the lot size as it goes. It's called cost averaging, right? And what that does is it's able to set a closer and closer take profit each time. It's able to split the difference between the pairs here. So, as price is going down, it's buying, 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 buying. And then finally, when price reverses and goes the other way, it's going to go boom, 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 and it's going to cash out all your take profits. Now, since the software takes this trading approach where it takes counter trend trades, you're going to experience what's called drawdown. Okay, drawdown is simply a floating negative balance until your trades go positive. A lot of people have a common misconception around trading. They think you enter a trade, it goes positive, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, right? Again, look at these candlesticks. Each one of these is 4 hours of price data, and it takes time. It takes time for price to work its way into your take profit. So you're going to hold negative balance. It's really, really common to hold a negative floating balance. As you're going down, 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 it's taking these trades, you're progressively taking on more drawdown. But this is a common thing. It's something you want to get comfortable with. And a lot of you guys, if you are new to the markets or new to trading, this is going to be a totally new experience for you to see your money going up and down like this. Traditionally, me, myself, even before I got into trading, I was so used to seeing my money in my bank account, and that's the balance it is. Like if I put $2,000 in my bank account, every time I check, Wells Fargo or Bank of America app on my phone, I'm going to see $2,000 there, unless I spent money or I paid bills or, I deposited, a check or something. My balance is the same. With trading, guys, your equity is going to constantly go up and down, up and down, up and down. So what that's going to do to you guys, it's going to elicit an emotional response, right? A lot of people, when they see the negative, when they see red, 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 on their screen, they get fearful because they think that they're losing money. They think that money is lost. But again, these are floating open trades waiting to go into profit or waiting to be closed out. The profit or loss isn't actually realized until the trade is closed. So you want to get comfortable with this process. And again, you want to understand that the software is literally designed to go into drawdown, and it cycles. It'll go into drawdown, go into profit, go into drawdown, go into profit. Like, you guys can see on the screen here, all this price data. Look at this. It just goes, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down in waves. So like if your software was, if you were in trades here and price is dropping and you're buying, 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 then when price reverses, it's going to go boom, 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 hit your take profits. And then you're going to be selling, 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 selling. And then it's going to go boom, 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 hit your take profits, buying, 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 take profit, take profit, take profit, selling, 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 take profit, take profit, take profit, take profit. It's going to go like this constantly. So you guys want to get comfortable with it. And one thing I want to tell you guys, when you're approaching the markets, and especially for people who are new in trading, you don't want to think in terms of dollar amounts. You want to think in terms of percentages. I get people all the time, they message me, they go, I'm negative $200. I'm negative $200. And I say, well, what percentage of your account is that? They say, the account is $2,000. So I say, okay, you're only in 10% drawdown. That's really, really, really normal, right? So when you think in terms of dollars, you don't have an accurate, what's the word? You don't have the full picture understanding of what you're really looking at. You could say, oh my God, I'm negative $200, and you have a $10,000 account. So that's negative, you're in like 2% floating drawdown, right? So this is really important for you guys to understand that with the software, it's literally designed to take on drawdown and cycle in and out of profit. So that's why when you guys have a setting like an equity protector, if you have it too tight on a small account, it's going to constantly hit that equity protector, boom, 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 boom. And you're going to think the software is no good. But guys, it has nothing to do with the software. It's literally how it's designed to work. So that's why we recommend on, demo accounts, especially because you guys should really be demoing. I know we have the 10-day demo requirement when you start. Set your equity protector at 100 to start, which pretty much takes it off completely. That way you can see how much drawdown the accounts are going to take on. You can see what's normal. You can see your account going to 30% drawdown and then come back into profits, going to 20% drawdown come back into profits. And then when you go live, you can say, okay, for me, I'm comfortable having a 40% equity protector, or I'm comfortable having a 30% equity protector, but it all depends on your comfort level. And also, the smaller the account, it's really difficult to have a tight equity protector because you don't have that cushion. When you're trading in the markets, the smallest lot size you can use, which is the trade size, is a 0.01 lot. That's called a micro lot. That's the smallest you can use, and you'll gain or lose 10 cents per pip. But when you have 2 rings running, which is 6 currency pairs, and then you have them all doing this, where they're all going to draw down and they're cost averaging, and you have 6 pairs, and then they're all taking multiple trades. Now you're in like 18, 20 trades, and your full exposure in the market, you may be like 0.3, 0.4 lots. You're really easily going to hit that equity protector, that drawdown, right? An equity protector is a amazing tool to have, but it's really hard to have it tight on a small account. If you have 100K in an account, you can set your lot size really, really tiny. Like you could set it 0.01 per every $5,000, but understand that this is the minimum size you can use. So when you're running it on so many pairs and it's cost averaging, and the feature is literally designed to take on drawdown, you're going to hit that equity protector time and time and over again. So set it to 100 on demo account, figure out what's going to be your risk tolerance, your risk profile, and take it from there, guys. Really watch your software trade and learn how it trades. These are this is an amazing software. It's the most advanced software I've ever used, to be honest with you guys. And it's been running live on hedge fund accounts for the past 3 years. So when you understand what it can do for your life and how it can impact you, it's really amazing. And then another thing I would recommend, guys, is maybe starting on just one currency ring, which is 3 pairs. This is the ring that I like to use, and I have a lot of people using. This is, again, just my personal preference. There's also 2 other rings that the company recommends, but test it on demo, figure out what you guys like, and the less pairs, obviously, the less risky it's going to be, because again, it's that less exposure in the market. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you a basic breakdown of really how the software works and how it operates. And it's just understanding that when price is going down, it's going to be taking buy trades. And if you're looking at it and you're new to trading, you don't know what's going on, you're going to think to yourself, this software sucks. You're going to think like, price is going down, it shouldn't be selling, and you're seeing buy, and your drawdown is just stacking higher and higher and higher. But it's literally just the way it's designed to trade. So take your time, guys. There's really no rush. Conservative always wins in the markets. Don't have the get rich quick mentality. Be like Warren Buffett, guys, and get rich slow. 10% a month, 15% a month. You're going to get to those big accounts, because when you have $50,000, $100,000 in a Forex account, and you make 15% or 20% in a month, that's $20,000. But again, people are thinking in terms of dollars. They say on $1,000 account, they may say in a week, I only made $50. They're like, that's not going to do anything for me, because they're thinking in dollar amounts. They're not thinking percentages, which is 5%. You show a wealthy person 5% in a week, and they almost don't believe it because they think it's too good to be true, right? And the person who thinks that 5% a week sucks is the same person who puts all their money in the bank account that makes 0.01% a year, and they're basically losing money. So all about having the right mentality, the right mindset, guys. This isn't a get rich quick. And again, we have an amazing rewards plan you guys can all take advantage of. Refer 3 people. The software is going to be free for you. Anything past that, you have more money to reinvest back into the softwares. So don't take this opportunity lightly, guys. I've never seen anything like it. It's one of a kind. If you look at what we were doing in the previous company, it's going to be game over with this. If you think 6, 12, 24 months down the road, a lot of people are going to be making a lot of money here. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. I don't want to go too in-depth. I want to keep it pretty basic. But I'm going to pass it to the master himself, Mr. Michael Taleno. This guy's a G, so I'll let him take it from here and go over. You hear, Mike?
Yeah, I am. Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that introduction. And honestly, man, you definitely covered a lot and really went in depth with a lot of what, expectations with the software. I think that's most important, when people are coming in here is, obviously the demo period that you touched on is very crucial, guys, because I think, setting the correct expectations when utilizing this software is huge. And I think just keeping in mind, guys, that this software, like Mike said, it's been used on very, very big accounts for the past 3 years. And so we've, luckily been able to modify and tune it down to where, the average person who can fund an account with $1,000 can actually utilize this, because before that was not an option. That was not a thing. The minimum account size that someone was able to actually run the software on was $10,000. So, there has been some adjustments and things with the drawdown and expectations like that. I mean, it's just super crucial that you guys experience that yourself and have that understanding before putting live money in. But real quick, I'm just going to kind of touch on, guys, that I a little bit of my background and why I think this EA is just kind of very, very like game changing just for the average person. Because myself, I've been in the Forex industry. I started trading about 4 or 5 years ago. Everything was manually done. Everything I was introduced to was all, I guess you could say old school or just traditional, in the sense of just, analyzing a chart, identifying price and trying to project or predict where price was going. And so I had dedicated a lot of time into trying to learn and master this skill set. I mean, I think once, when I was introduced to it, and I saw the possibilities of what you could really achieve through Forex and through understanding this industry. There's so much money involved, and I was just really, really intrigued and really captivated by the idea of there was no potential on money I could make, and with that, it kind of gave me the capability to become completely to gain complete time freedom, right? And that's what really triggered me to get into this thing, guys. So I had dedicated, like I said, a solid 3 years of really, really studying this industry, really learning how to analyze a chart, really understanding just Forex in general and how to trade, and was fairly successful at it. I actually, had managed money for people in PAM accounts, and that had actually led me to starting my own company that I had ran for almost 2 years. And I loved it. We had a lot of success. But the reason behind me starting that company was because I had seen and experienced what Forex had done for myself. And I wanted to try and be able to duplicate that to the average person, try and teach what I was doing to the average person. So, I try and help everybody try and make money through this market, because like I said, I mean, I just thought the value, what was capable was like nothing else before. But what I realized, guys, is there were so many factors for that average person that kind of prevented them from really capitalize on this market. Whether they had jobs, whether they had kids, whether they just had super busy lives in general. And what I realized is that was coming from a kid who at the time was 20, 21 years old, who had nothing but time to study these and be on the charts every day and watch price every day. But that's not the same situation for everybody. And so once I had gotten introduced to this entire idea of EAs and softwares, and things like that, I mean, it was just such a light bulb trigger to me. I was like, wow, this really, really makes it easy for the average person to actually earn from this marketplace, actually benefit from this marketplace. And they don't have to endure the hours and hours of studying that I had to, and the hours and hours of monitoring a chart that you still would have to be able to do consistently to make money from Forex trading at a manual level. So like I said, I got introduced to the whole EA idea, and after I saw things being developed, and after I had connected with the developers, and everything had come to fruition, and I had got to utilize the softwares for months prior to anyone else having them. I mean, I saw the true potential right in my eyes, and it actually motivated me, guys. I ended up stopping my current company I was doing to move my energy into this, just because I saw the massive potential, like literally being able to give the average person a winning solution in this marketplace that 90% of the people fail in Forex, statistically. So was just super excited about that, and just really excited that I could bring my value to the team, bring my expertise and experience in order to help everybody else who's going to get access to this thing, to see results, guys. So I just wanted to put that in. I appreciate you guys having me on the call, and I'm going to actually pass it on to, I believe we have Eric on here, and Eric's actually been using the software. He has, some things he wants to share with you guys with his experience. So I'm going to hand it over to him so he can take it.
Cool. Thank you, Michael. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Perfect.
Right on. Appreciate it. I just want to touch on a little bit about what Talento just said in terms of, being someone as well that has spent years studying trading before getting a hold of EAs like this. I was a guy that was getting up at 4 a.m. and staying up till 2 a.m. on alternating nights, trying to be up for London session, be up for New York session, all of this stuff, while trying to learn the charts for myself. And this went on for, 2.5, close to 3 years, and I still hadn't quite mastered it, and ended up putting it down to go work on other projects. So being able to come into something like this and seeing the time savings that something like this offers somebody, seeing that really the only hurdle that people need to get over with this is the concept of drawdown, and they then don't need to spend 2, 3, maybe more, maybe less years of their lives in front of the charts at odd hours of the nights in order to profit from these markets. It really blew my mind. And I've been, super grateful to be able to do something like this. And I'm still grateful that, I can pull profits from something like this without staying up till crazy hours of the night and save myself maybe 10, 20 hours during the week. But like I mentioned, and like Sancho mentioned earlier, the kind of the operative factor with this thing is drawdown. And it's kind of it's up to your ability to stomach drawdown if you want to be able to have success with this. Because you could still have success with it if you can't stomach drawdown, but it'll take a toll on your emotions over time, because you'll just be pissed off and sad a lot of the time, maybe 50% of the time, if you're mad every time you see the software in drawdown. So I just want to touch a couple things about drawdown. One thing that I think is a great way of looking at it, that I've told a couple of my guys, that kind of reframes it, is, pretend you're in the real estate market. You are going to go buy your first house. You found a sweet house. It's 500 grand. You put down the down payment. You bought your house. Over the next year, the economy slides a little bit. Your house is devalued. It's only worth 400,000 now. But are you freaking out? I don't think you probably aren't freaking out. You're probably not trying to sell that house immediately. You're probably not thinking everything's ruined because your house lost value, because you're holding a house and that house has value. And if you stay in it, it'll likely continue to go up. And a few years later, it's back up to that 600K mark and you made profit on your house. The drawdown situation wasn't a big deal. So it's just something to keep in mind, that drawdown isn't permanent. It's just a temporary thing, just a temporary, like the gas light on your car, or like the speedometer on your car, just an indicator of what's going on. And then the second part is something that I think is really cool, because I was thinking about this a couple months ago before we found out that Economy was going to have this seed program, more of a mindset oriented program. And I was thinking about how cool that these softwares are to allow the everyday person to begin to reshape their mentality about money just by the exposure to drawdown. Because I think it's pretty safe to say that a lot of people that are going to be using this software for the first time are in the mentality of, $100 is a lot of money. That's their increment of money, $100. So seeing the software in $100 or $200 of drawdown is a big deal for them at first. But the repeated exposure, the opportunity to remind themselves, see the potential for losing that and have it not be lost every time, is going to decrease that fear in them and allow them to turn up that emotional and financial thermostat so that they aren't as scared of the drawdown and the general potential to lose money at all moving forwards. I think it's pretty easy to see that any successful entrepreneur hasn't hit home runs every time. And, they might not just be in drawdown. They might actually take a hit for $500,000, $100,000. And a lot of the time, the ones that are really experienced aren't actually that mad about that. They just know that it's what they had to do. They trust the process, and they're not upset at losing that money because they know more is coming. So I hope I hope a couple of those reframes are good for you guys in looking at drawdown from here forwards. Appreciate you guys having me on the call.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Eric. Thank you very much. Appreciate you sharing that. And I mean, that's a pretty wild story. You've been in the markets for quite some time. And I mean, personally, when I jumped into the markets, it's in the cryptocurrency game, I realized very fast how hard it was to trade. Probably one of the hardest things I've set out to do. And so I can definitely relate to your story. I want to share my screen really quickly. I want to show you guys, if you guys are unaware, I want to show you guys something really quickly. This is our, if you're not aware of this already, this is our Facebook page. Let me know if you guys can see this. Please put like a 1 in the chat box if you can see my screen and if it's loaded yet. Let's see, can everyone see this? Chat saying 1 not loaded. Okay, how about now? Okay, so there's so many results posting in here. I just reloaded the page, so it's going to take a second. But there's so many results in here, and if you guys have any questions about settings, or if you have any questions about how people are doing certain things with their software, how some people are getting certain results, I want to touch on 2 things really quickly before we bring on our next speaker. First off, this person is probably testing out the software and has been testing out the software just as long as you have. So what I want you to recognize is they probably don't have all the answers, or they probably haven't cracked the code yet to making the software perfect. Excuse me, hold on a second. So what I want you, so if I see a lot of people asking settings, which makes sense. But just know that most people are still testing it for themselves. But we're starting to see more and more consistent results. And based off of what Mike just shared and him showing that 1 currency ring and it being a little bit more conservative, we definitely like to, at least for me, I definitely like to err on the side of consistent, conservative settings, so then I can compound my account. That's really the goal here, right? So that's one thing. The second thing is that just because someone's settings worked 1 week doesn't mean their certain settings are going to work the second week. So that's a big thing. That's a big thing to keep in mind when running the software. But someone I want to bring on, another speaker who has been doing really, really well and is actually brand new to the markets. And they've been using our other software, Trade Compass. And a lot of people, they come into this and they're thinking, especially people outside of the country that are in third world countries, people who don't have $3,000, $2,000, $1,000 to put down on the software. The Trade Compass allows people who might not have as much capital to start winning, but they have to be willing to learn. So, Tyler, are you on the call?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, perfect. So, you guys, I met Tyler about a little less than 3 months ago, and he was actually in his previous business was a health and wellness product, and he's never traded before. So when he told me what he was able to do with Trade Compass and kind of with some of his teams all around the world, and especially being in some third world countries, it got me really excited, and I want to show you guys, because we all know people that might not have the type of capital to jump in on Trade Ringer, and this might be a way for them to start to win in the markets without having to spend, like Eric was talking about, a year, 2 years, 3 years, and hours and hours and hours every single day trying to learn and crack the code to get earning 100 pips a week. So, Tyler, can you rock it for me?
Yeah, guys. So I'm the noob on the call. So you've heard from some experienced traders so far. I had no previous experience until finding this company with Forex trading. I hadn't even actually heard of Forex, so even dumber, right? But here I am being successful with Trade Compass. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience with it. And I did have previous experience in the financial industry. So I used to sell permanent life insurance and financial plans, Roth IRAs and stuff like that. So I was familiar with percentages and compound growth. And so I had that knowledge at least, but never really gotten into Forex and stuff. But yeah, so I started using the Trade Compass tool about a week and a half ago-ish. And I am like, me and my business partner, because we just work 24/7 on this thing, we are freaking stoked right now. And like Cameron said, we have a lot of our people are growing outside of this country. We don't even have many English speakers, so this is weird speaking in English right now. But they're Spanish speaking and Cambodian, and they're in third world countries where $100 is even a lot for them. So they'll be able to come up with it and start with Trade Compass, for example, with $100, but maybe not Trade Ringer with $1,000. So I got really excited when I heard the minimum deposit for this one was $100, but I had that doubt of is this going to be a good product though that they're going to be able to scale that money up, that $100. So I wanted to share with you guys because I'm new to this, like I said. But basically with Trade Compass, we just get the alerts that let us know when a trend is occurring in the market. And thanks, Michael Talento. His videos are awesome. That's how I started. Watched his videos. They're really good. Obviously, like after watching his videos, because I was new, I still had no idea what I was doing, but you guys just got to do it. Just like practice, like put some time into it. Nothing's going to come in like a day. You just gotta put some effort in, right? Nothing's going to come easy.
Hey,
So,
Ty,
yeah.
where can all these good people go find those videos? Where can they go learn like you've learned?
Yeah, it's in the I don't have it pulled up, but it's in the Zen's desk, or however you pronounce that thing, like on economy. I can see if I can find it, or maybe we can send the link.
Zendesk. I think it's economy.zendesk.com.
Yeah. So if you guys go to the Zen's desk, I always go here and then I click on support. I don't know how else to get there, but if you guys go, yeah, if you guys go there and then if you just like search Trade Compass, you'll find all those videos. They're super well done. There's 4 of them, and he goes in a great order on like how to use this and stuff. But I'll just give you guys like a high level overview, like not specific details. But basically, you guys will watch those videos, you'll get it a little more, and then like I said, with practice, you guys will start learning. But yeah, they just this software is scanning the market. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's an AI that's scanning the market, looking for trends in the market, instead of you having to sit there manually and look for the market descending or ascending, like Sancho talked about, how it's always going up and down, up and down, up and down. And so this, what it does is it alerts you with a certain pair, whether or not it's ascending or descending. So all you have to do is, you get this alert. You can do it on your phone too. I've been doing everything on my phone without a VPS, just because people in third world countries aren't going to want to pay extra money for a VPS and they don't have computers. But you can do it on your phone, do it on your computer, and you basically just take these alerts. You go into your MT4 platform, whether on your phone or your computer, and then you're going to see trends in the market. So I just took like 2 examples of ones that like I saw. But basically all I do, like I said, I'm completely new to this. I just followed Michael's videos that he made where you draw the trend lines that are going to form like a wedge, basically like this. And then all you look for is a breakout in that wedge. So you can see this is the same picture, but now you can see instead of trending down, 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 all of a sudden this candle or the market is trying to trend back up. And so it's opposite of Trade Ringer, where it's buying as it's descending or selling. No, wait, sorry, buying as it's descending, buy. In this case, you're buying before it ascends again, so that you can make profit on that. And then same example here. This one, it was ascending, broke out down, and then kept going down. This was just an example of like a big account I was trying out just to see like the potential with this. Obviously this is a lot of money, a profit, $6,000 on this account in like one trade. So it was like a huge, like 100 lot size account that I had, but I was just trying the potential to see like what you can do with Forex, because I'm obviously new to this. But just this last week, so, I'm currently in 2 trades, but with just drawing trend lines, entering into trades and setting my take profit and my stop loss, and then just leaving it and having it just get out on its own, basically either on the profit or the loss. Our account got up to, this was just last week, was $100 to 166. So that's 66% in a week, which I've never heard of in my life with any other product, anything in the world getting 66% in a week, especially someone new like me who knows absolutely nothing about Forex. And I'm sure if I were to show this to Forex people, they'd be like, what are you doing? Like, you don't know anything about Forex. You just started this. And so it's pretty amazing that someone like me could start using this and literally in a week profit like that. In fact, in one day I profited 34%. And then I took like 2 or 3 days off because I was busy making stuff for the Spanish team, and then came back to it and ended up getting to $166 in 1 week. Past profits not indicative of future results, but those are my results. And I'm super pumped for this week. See how things go and just keep learning, keep drawing these wedges, taking trades, and figuring the software out. But basically, to end on a note with this software, I just see so much potential with it. In whether you only have $100 to start or you have 1,000. And what I love about this is it's the same concept where you can compound your account as well with Trade Compass. It's not like you have to take out your profits each week. So you can compound your account, but if you're manually trading, maybe have a little more control, and you get good enough at it, then you could grow your account faster, possibly faster than Trade Ringer, which is kind of a more, in my book, it's more of a consistent long-term compounding software for me. So super exciting. We have 2 amazing softwares, just really pumped about everything. And so hope that helped you guys. If you guys are new to this, like start trading, start learning with Trade Compass, and see how it goes, and hope you guys have a lot of success. So anything else you want me to touch on, Cameron?
Well, I think I might have a few questions, but the thing is, message I want to get across to everyone here is that if you're brand new to trading, or if you have people that you've shared this with that are brand new to trading, that does not help. It does not hurt for someone to open up a demo account, just like Tyler did. He opened up a couple demo accounts. One was pretty darn big, just to see what was possible as he starts to bring his income up, and see, okay, is this something consistent that I can capitalize on in a month or 2 months or 3 months? Start to paint the picture of what's possible and start to plan. Mike was on a call the other day. He was talking about Eagle Vision, and that's something that I want to talk about. Tyler and his partner, Joe Hicken, they're constantly looking at stuff and testing it out and seeing far down the road and seeing, okay, how can we make this work for our team, and how long can we make it work, and how feasible is it? So if you're in this position, in this launch, really the goal here is, of course, we want to figure out if can this work on our situation. Maybe I have $5,000 to spare, and that wouldn't, if I lost that, it wouldn't be the end of the world. That's great for me. But the thing is what if, open a couple demo accounts at $1,000, open an account at $10,000 on a demo account, and see what you can do. Stress test the software, stress test, and really become diligent and focus in on what works and what doesn't work. I get a lot of messages about, oh, what's the best, what's this, how do I, and I can tell people are just kind of coming from the standpoint of, oh, how can I make this work for me? This already works. It's already been proven for years and years and years. And that's why people like Michael Talento, Mike Sancho, people who have been in the market for a long time, when they look at this, they're stress testing it. They're testing it to see, okay, how can I figure out a way for this to work for my people? And we're starting to crack that code. As you can see, Tyler he's an exact example of someone who doesn't know anything about trading, didn't know what a pip was. I remember I was up late trying to explain what a pip was, how the market moved, and everything to him and Joe. And now these guys are, they're teaching me how to use the software. So it's really exciting, guys. I'm trying to think, Ty, if there's anything else that we could share with people. Is there any questions anyone has before we check out here? Is there any questions anyone has that they want to put in the chat box for Tyler and some of the success he's seen? I'm going to give it a sec. Once price breaks from wedge. Okay, well then we'll talk more. I guess, Ty, if you want to dive into this really quickly, let's just do this one question. Once price breaks from a wedge, Do we want to put in buys above price or sells below price? So, and then he says, and when, right after first candle. So he's just questioning that. Do you see it?
Yeah. Yeah. So like, obviously I'm the new guy. So if someone like sees anything and they're like, no, like, just let me know. But what I've been looking for and what's been successful for me is, the market could keep, for example, in this example where it's descending, it could keep trending down the market. But what we're looking for is for the market to break the opposite direction. And so then, instead of descending, now it's going to start ascending because it's breaking this trend. So like this line is like the trend, and this is just completely out of the trend. So it's kind of like, hey, something's going on, like it's about to switch directions. So in this case, on a descending and it's breaking up, that means it's going to start ascending. It's going to start going up. So you're going to want to buy so that you can buy here. And what I do is I usually wait for the candle to finish because I've tested getting in, when I start seeing it right here, and I'll like buy here when the candle's not closed yet. And then the candle will end up down here, and I'm like, oh, freak, what was I doing? So I just usually wait for it for the candle to close, because then it's for sure it's broken out. And then, sometimes I'll get in right away, or it'll come back a little and I'll get in. And then, eventually it'll start trending up and it'll hit my take profit at, I usually set it at, I've been testing like 10 pips and 5 pip stop loss, or 10 pip take profit, 7 pip stop loss. I've even tried 10 and 10. And that's kind of what I'm testing this week is like, me and Joe actually are testing the difference between all those just to see, kind of which one's going to perform the best. So if it's descending, I usually look for it to break out in the, upward trending to buy. And then the complete opposite, if it's ascending, I'm looking for it to break down like this white one. So then you can see I sold here. I'm looking to sell because it's going to start trending down. So I don't know if that answers the question, but.
Yeah. A question I have for you is, there seems to be a decent amount of wedge alerts that come out every week, every day. Are you checking every single one? Are you sitting? How are you treating it?
Yeah. So I sit on my computer like all day right now. So like I try to get into most of them. But I would say I'm trying to think of like the average number I got in last week. Like I said, I kind of traded probably a total of only 2 days last week and got that 60 something percent. So it's kind of crazy. This week I'll be trading every day, but I'd say I probably got, maybe 1 out of 3 that like will actually end up like being good that I'll actually like buy or sell in. So I'll draw it out and then I'll look for the breakout, and maybe 1 out of 3 times it'll break out and then I'll get into the trade. Not sure if it's different for anyone else, but.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I really think that wraps it about up. We're going to start running some of these software 101 calls more often. I really want to thank Mike Sancho, Mike Talento, Eric Redner, Tyler. Thanks you guys for taking your time, jumping on the call, sharing with everyone what you guys have been seeing, what you guys know about the software. We're going to be posting this recording in the Market Hackers official page. So if you have people that need to see this, tag them on that post. I'm going to post it in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So without further ado, guys, have a great night. Have a great Sunday. And we are going to be banging out Monday through Thursday. We're going to be banging out calls every single day. We're going to be doing calls for Europe in the middle of the day because it's at nighttime for them. And then we're going to be doing calls every night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to be going over what's happening, why you're going to want with the timing, how you're going to be able to save by buying our product at $197 for the first month. It's pretty crazy, the value stack that we're providing for everyone. So get your guys' pre-enrollees on there. Get friends and family, whoever else is not running the software yet, get them that opportunity to be able to get the software for that low of a price. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Otherwise, Kirk out.